Thank you. Yes, thank you. Hello, people. Good evening. Good evening. Oh, um, so I would like you to mute yourself. You haven't.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening.
And please mute yourself. I think we should touch the. Hold on. Please, if you're in this meeting and you're calling me, please, I can't respond to your calls right now. And if you know your system is on, the microphone is on, please put it off to help us. Yeah, welcome everyone. Um, I can see Isabella, you're here. Yes, you can hear me. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. So I want to be sure there is nobody. Your life, you're here. Please help me admit people from the room, from the waiting room. I won't be able to do that right now. So firstly, I want to introduce myself and we'll get right into it. I don't want to keep us all for too long. First, I need to apologize for starting a bit late, a few minutes late in. Yeah, we have terrible network connectivity issues, and I've tried several um, alternatives. So, but finally, we are here, and I'm very happy we are here. So, firstly, I introduce myself. My name is Frances Aborigo, the founder of Shimed International and the host of She Innovates Africa Conference. We are happy and excited to be here. Yeah, a little bit. I don't know what you're discussing. Okay, this is better. Okay, so nice to have you all here. And okay, great. So So yeah, I started by apologizing for the slow in stats. But now that we are right into it, I'm very happy to have you all. I'm very excited to be here with you. The well anticipated program. We've been planning this. We've been looking forward to this. We even had challenge, like design challenge, preparing for this moment. And I, for one, I'm pretty much excited. My team and I are doing their best to reach out to you to make sure that you're most comfortable and that you get the results you need. Firstly, yes, I've introduced myself, Frances Aborigo, and I'm also looking forward to meeting you guys maybe in the chat or in the group sessions. So we know that this is streaming live here. We are here, and also those that can't join us, especially for those that couldn't join through the group, can also experience this moment outside, which is on YouTube. So we are streaming live on YouTube for those that are able to connect. So this conference was birthed because we want more people to experience growth in an exceptional way. We started this conference the moment we saw a lot of women with so much skills and a lot of dreams, big dreams, and plans for the future. So life gets to happen to them, and some of them will have to migrate, get to new places in new location, residential areas, and troubled by new place to work. So settling down into remote work, they're wondering, where else do I go from here? So we finally started this conference to help women collaborate, inspire leadership, connection, and also bring solution to African situations, or whatever we say. Hi. Okay, so sorry for that glitch. I hope it doesn't happen again. So you're working hard to make sure that yeah, it's not your network, is our network. Okay, so, like I was saying, the reason why we started this conference is to help more women to be able to work together and collaborate. We're not here together as a team. Maybe you finish in this boot camp, or you're very good in product design, front end development, back end, you're very good with AI or something. We don't want that. We want to build based on industry. So if you are interested in health tech, that's why we have group sections where you can go on and discuss how to bring solution, how to create products, how to solve problems for that sector. If you are working under climate tech, because I know that is pretty strange or new to a lot of us, you think of solutions, things that you can come up with. So the reason why we have the breakout groups, if you have noticed, we've been announcing it in the group that choose any group you want to go into health tech. Maybe you studied something that has to do with the medical line. You can come up with a solution. You can see the needs right there and think of how to solve this problem. Please, I want to confirm that you guys can hear me, please. I want to be sure I haven't been thrown out by the network or something. Okay, okay. So let me see your thumbs up if you can hear me. I'm not sounding like a robot. My network is not glitching. Oh, you can hear me very well. Thumbs up. So back to the conversation. So I started with the fact that these programs were started to help you come together with what superpower you have in the tech industry and build solutions. So today, it's not my day, it's not my talking day, it's not my teaching day. I'm here to learn and listen from people that have been successful in this industry, and they are women, they are mothers with decades of experience. So I'm here, I'm little me, I'm here to learn from them. And first to be sharing with us is our keynote speaker. She has she's a doctor in AI, and she has done a lot of outstanding things. I've followed her through the years, and it was such a blessing and honor for me to be able to get her here, because I know how busy she can be. She is, and also the things that she's doing. She's experienced in so many things, and also even in helping women in tech. She has a platform where she helps women in the tech industry. She has also brought a lot of solution and a lot of businesses in Nigeria, policy making and all the rest. I don't want to go into details now, but I'm so proud to welcome our first speaker and the keynote speaker for the Innovates Africa conference, Dr. Amina Sambo-Magaji. I'm so excited, like so excited right now. She has been here. She was here early enough before many of us joined, and I'm so proud to welcome her, ma'am. So, okay, if you can hear me, yes, okay. So I want to confirm I'm still audible. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything in the chat. Okay, we have people in the waiting room. So I want to be sure she can hear me. So we can go right into it and not Okay. Okay. Hopefully, I hope, just hope she's not having connectivity issue. Hi people. So right now, okay, so I want to be sure. So welcome, 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 welcome. So trying to confirm. Oh, she's back. Okay. Welcome back. Welcome back. So we are here, we are ready, we've set the table and we're ready to, yes, have have you, ma. We I know that network this period has been amazing. Some okay, that's great. So thank you, ma, for joining us. Yes. Okay, you're muted. You're
Thank you for
muted.
having me. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for having me. Can I do you have host access?
Okay, your voice is glitchy. I didn't hear that. Okay. Okay, let me put off my camera. So
Can you hear me?
yes, very well.
Okay. I just want to confirm if you can all see me
Yes, at least I can see you and I can hear you clearly.
and you can see and hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Maybe a thumbs up from other attendees, please. Can you do a thumbs up? Thank you, Adiola. Thank you. Chukufumania, thank you. Okay, so I think we're good to go. I would like to start by saying the theme shaping the future, technology, innovation, disruption, and I'm sure our collective effort would create resonance and also is needed for us to grow together as a continent. So once again, thank you so much for having me. So we all know that today the future is being shaped by rapid advancement in technology, the drive for innovation, the impact of disruption, and then, of course, the exploration of new frontiers. Cities like Nairobi, Lagos, and Cape Town are becoming innovation hubs. They are fostering startups like that address local challenges with scalable solutions. We have startups from Flutterwave, Nigeria's Flutterwave, to Andela, which is in Nigeria, Kenya, and Uganda, and then Jumia, which is a Pan-African startup. So we know that these elements are actually designed to shape the future. And also it's enabling us right now, to be able to have a high impact conference that is 100% virtual. Once again, I would say the continent is well positioned to shape its future and contributes significantly to the global technological landscape. So my keynote today will focus on understanding these 4 elements. I'm glad that I'm starting it to really for us to understand these various elements, how they interact and influence each other to enable us to stay ahead and make informed decisions. Yes. So let's start by discussing technology. We all know that technology is actually the foundation of progress. What is this technology? Technology is a tool, system, or method developed to solve problems, and it improves efficiency across various domains. So when you compare technology with the other elements, so what are the 4 elements? The elements are the technology, the innovation, disruption, and then the navigating frontiers, new frontiers. So when you compare technology with the other element, you would see that technology serves as the backbone of innovation. Some examples of technology shaping innovation, for example, is artificial intelligence and machine learning, which are enhancing everything from customer service to drug discovery. As you can see, this moving around, it's an artificial intelligence for delivery. So you could be anywhere and you would send it and it will deliver a message. So this could be your medical supply or some sort of supply there. So other technologies that are enabling innovation, for example, is blockchain. It provides secure, transparent systems for transaction and data management, particularly in, for example, finance and supply chain. So technology also requires much more than the technology itself, but also infrastructure, for example, computing power, the data storage, and network connectivity. So all these things are what come together to enable technology to continue to evolve. Other infrastructure, for example, that technology requires is integration. So we need to be able to integrate whatever technology we're using with the various sectors. For example, from the healthcare sector, the finance sector, and even entertainment and transport, and so many other sectors. So how do we navigate? So in my talk, as I speak about the elements that I mentioned and try to explain it, I would also leave us with some key outlines to how we can navigate each of these elements. So how do we navigate technology? Well, early adoption. We really need to embrace new technologies that align with our goals and can provide a competitive advantage, right? So starting from our basic digital literacy, adopting it for whatever service we do, and then of course, then staying up to date, right? Regularly, we need to follow technology trends. We're at a point where you cannot be an expert of everything, but you need to constantly keep yourself updated. So we constantly unlearn, learn and relearn, right? And of course, finally, we need to invest in training. So we need to ensure that ourselves and our teams, those of us that are startups or working as leaders in our various fields, we need to ensure that we're continuously equipping ourselves and our teams with the skills we need to be able to leverage on technology. So secondly, I would speak about the innovation. So innovation is what drives change and also creates value. Innovation involves developing novel ideas, products, processes that provide new value or solve existing problems in creative ways. Innovation is shaping the future of enabling disruption. It's actually shaping the future by enabling disruption. and also providing individuals, organizations with the competitive advantage that they need to thrive. And also innovation does not always have to be about technology enabled or technology driven. We have innovations in different sectors. For example, the use of animal feeds. We can there has been innovative use of these animal feeds in converting food waste or agricultural byproducts into animal feed, and this can reduce waste and provide valuable resources for farmers. Other examples of innovation in technology or technology enabled, for example, is that the use of the smartphone, right? This is something that it's a no-brainer for all of us, right? That the smartphone has totally revolutionized how we communicate, from our instant messages to the emails we send to carrying out, conferences and other things online, to entertainment, to productivity, and so many things else. We now have the opportunity to work virtually in whatever settings without necessarily being physically in that setting and not necessarily even meeting. Though those things have some human interaction challenges, but notwithstanding, they are also very powerful means of achieving progress and impact. Secondly, subscription models as well. They've changed how consumers access content and services, from streaming media to software and so many others. I wouldn't even want to go there, trying to explain how these innovations have driven change and created a lot of value. So while we don't even think about them anymore, right? Maybe some of us that were born in the late 70s, for example, or 80s, or anywhere between then, it's easy for us to appreciate, right, the changes that we see because we know where we were. Just remember when some of us were in the university and the only way we communicated with our parents was to write letters and then get someone who is going there to deliver it to them. And then to the point now where, our children are schooling, not only in Nigeria, they're all over the world, and we have video calls with them. You see what they're doing, you have that feeling. It's a real big and massive change that we are witnessing. So how do we navigate innovation? How do we really navigate this innovation that is happening? So we need to encourage creativity by allocating resources to research and development to explore new ideas and technologies. So the innovativeness of a country, determined by several indices, is determined based on the amount of money that is put into research. So how are we in Africa? How are we investing in research? Well, we really need to think about that and see how we can allocate more resources to be able to be more innovative, to drive change and create value. Similarly, investing in R&D. So the culture, building the culture of, okay, I think there's a swap here, fostering a culture that supports experimentation and idea generation, which is the creativity. So the first one I spoke about is actually the invest in R&D, and the second one is the encourage creativity. So what do we mean about encouraging creativity? So while we're organizations or individuals, even within our houses with our children, or we're working, like I mentioned, as leaders in teams, we need to be able to create psychologically safe environments where our people around us can be able to be innovative. They can be able to create things and experiment, right? We should be able to think about things around sandboxes, trying things in pilot stages, seeing how it works, trying different things. And this really makes a huge difference in driving change. And then finally, we need to collaborate. We need to continue to collaborate to be able to navigate innovation. We need to work with partners, startups, and research institutions to drive continuous innovation. So thirdly, we've spoken about technology and innovation. Now we're going to speak about disruption. So the concept of disruption is about transforming markets and industries. Disruption occurs when one technology, for example, or business model radically alters existing markets, so often displacing established companies and practices. Disruption is usually a result of innovation. So I tried to put, like I mentioned, the interactions between the four elements, between technology, innovation, disruption, and then, of course, the new frontiers. So some examples of disruptions, for example, are ride-sharing services. Do we ever think back and look at what is really happening to us? For some of us, for some people that travel to for example, the UK, when you arrive at the airport, normally you would have to even plan to have a black cab to come and pick you at the airport, or you need to go to where the taxi racks are and then identify taxi to take you, right? This is even the advanced world, not to talk about, for example, Nigeria or other African countries where taxis are really not always the norm. We are more focused on things like bikes and things like that. But now look at it. We have just, the whole thing has been, the whole transportation industry has been disrupted with companies like Uber and Lyft, right? Where we're able to have the traditional taxi industries now use this new business models and technologies. And it has really brought a lot of value for us. I can't think about going anywhere across the world now without having Uber. So places where, for example, in Africa that I go, that maybe these things are not functional sometimes, has a way of driving you crazy. So e-commerce also is another example of disruption. Everybody buys things online. We take the risk. Nobody is really thinking about, if you really want something, you're not really thinking about, the challenges or the possibilities that, it can get lost. Your money could be taken away from you and things like that. Of course, there are negatives, but still, we have already employed these disruptive services for our daily use. So how do we navigate disruption? How do we navigate it? So these three things will help us to navigate disruption. We need to monitor trends, we need to be agile, and we need to continuously innovate. So monitoring trends means staying vigilant about emerging technologies and market shifts that could impact your industry. So you see, we cannot underestimate the concept of learn, unlearn, and relearn. We need to be agile. You need to develop the ability to quickly adapt to new trends and challenges. We cannot leave, we cannot disrupt, we cannot be part of the future if we're not able to take in new things and be able to use them, right? And be able to adapt to them. And then finally, innovate continuously. So we continuously need to improve and evolve to stay relevant in a very changing landscape that we're living in now. So finally, I would speak about navigating new frontiers. So navigating new frontiers is about exploring emerging opportunities. So we've seen that technology is the bedrock. Innovation is what brings creativity, and then disruption is what happens as a result of innovation. And then navigating new frontiers is also very important for us to explore emerging opportunities. So innovations, for example, in biotechnology and genetic engineering, for example, offer advancements in medicine and agriculture, respectively. But then how do we navigate new frontiers in this? So there are three ways we can navigate it. Firstly is investment in exploration. So allocate resources to explore and understand emerging areas of interest. So we need to constantly explore and understand and identify what is relevant to us. We need to consistently build networks to establish relationships with key stakeholders. We know, for example, in each of these elements, there are several key players within there's several stakeholders and key players within their ecosystem, and experts in new fields. So we need to keep relationships with them, and also experts in these new fields. And then finally, we need to be adaptive. So we need to stay flexible and ready to pivot for our strategy based on new information and opportunities. So this is how the four of them interlace, and they are really very important elements for us to be able to shape the future. I would like to share a little story. It's not moving. Okay, yeah. I would like to really share a little story about some of the things that I was doing. So having been able to build a career of over 20 years in information, in computer science, starting from computer science in my degree, moving to information engineering, network management, and then, of course, artificial intelligence. And then coming to work in an industry around creating policies and enabling environments for technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. And then also moving to leading the efforts around building IT talent for Nigeria. So I've been able to build a vast knowledge around technologies, the opportunities, and also be able to understand future trends and where there are gaps and the need for them to be addressed. So in alignment with the organizers of this, or the concept around organizing this conference, I saw the need to support young women and young women and youth in general to be part of shaping the future. So She and Tech Empowerment Foundation is a supportive community that we created in 2022, but it became more active towards the end of 2023. Our mission basically is to empower 1 million women and girls by 2030. And we intend to do this by equipping them with the digital skills and confidence to excel in STEM. So science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, of course, with a strong focus on tech, because tech now is the driver of almost every single thing that we do. Women bring diversity. Women bring an additional flavor to innovation. And we also have a very good number across the world, not even any specific country. The number of women is it's beyond 50% of men. I don't have the statistic off my head. So women needs to be made ready to be able to leverage into the opportunity, the many opportunity that exists out there. And we have the ability, the capabilities to be able to do that. So some of the challenges we noticed based on engagement and interactions and being able to lead so many initiatives is that women find it difficult women don't even know. They don't even get to hear about the information and the opportunity because they probably don't understand, not all, but it's not a general trend, but a lot of women, for example, in northern Nigeria, those that are actually are not really following the trends. They don't really understand the opportunities. And some of these opportunities are branded for men because it requires maybe sometimes traveling across different climes, being in competition, speaking out in open, and so many of those things. So this kind of restricts their engagement with opportunities and platforms that can make them and give them the enabling environment to thrive. So with She and Tech, we've been able to reach a number of states, and we've been able to also change that paradigm. Recently, we worked with an initiative called Ariwa Ladies in Tech, where we're building. It's a cohort kind of initiative where we're building skills, artificial intelligence skills for young ladies, and also giving them intern opportunities where they can put to practice what they are learning, and also build other things like the soft skills they need to thrive. It's been really quite impactful and successful. Some of these women have started their own enterprises, and some of them we've been able to give them access to jobs beyond the internships because they build the right skills needed for that. So basically, this is what She and Tech is about. So before moving to the next slide, I would like to invite everyone here listening, ladies or gentlemen here listening. I know there are lots of she for he, right, that support ensuring that women are carried along, even though recently starting to hear the narrative where they're seeing the men are lagging so much behind that there might need to be many more initiatives to bring the men on board again. So yes, so I would like to invite you to join us in this movement, whether it's sponsoring based on funding, or giving in your time as a mentor, or helping because you have one skill or the other to be able to give your skill to this amazing group, and for us to be able to make the difference and to be able to be part of making the change that we want to see. So I would like to end by saying that I urge each and every one of us to kindly reflect on the role we play in shaping this future. As mothers, sisters, leaders in wherever we are, as well as aunties, whatever position that we find ourselves, or within the stakeholder group, whether we are policy makers. For example, like I mentioned, like I'm a policy maker where I've had the opportunity to create enabling policies around, for example, digital literacy, or the use of AI, ethical use of AI, or how to incorporate blockchain into our financial services in Nigeria, and so many others. Or if we're entrepreneurs here on board, or educators, or even community leaders, we need to realize that our actions and decisions would determine how effectively we navigate these new frontiers. So let us be inspired by the possibility before us and be committed to making a positive impact on the continent we all call home. Thank you so much for your attention. I'll stop here. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. We're really grateful for all that you shared. Okay. We are really grateful for all that you've shared with us, because a lot of us might think some conversations are just as simple as it is. What is innovation? We're all into tech, we're all innovators. And understanding it as you took it now, it makes it much more clear to us. Talking about innovation, disruption, navigating new frontiers, and with the understanding, with the example you gave us now, from shared ride, we all understand now, okay, for myself, I have the capability to do something out of the regular and make life easier for man. So with the use of the available resources I have around me with tech, and the development that happens every day, like things keep coming out, make life easier, and also creativity easier. So that means that I'm not handicapped. I'm not backwards. I can use a whole lot of things that are easily accessible to great things. I remember the lady that used waste tires, to create furniture and make beautiful stuff that she had to start selling it at premium price. These are things that are discarded. So disruption can come from anywhere. It can come from even the slightest need I have, which could be health, which could be agriculture, which could be any industry whatsoever. Wherever I feel comfortable at thriving, I can cause disruption. And navigating new frontiers, there's always a room to expand. I really appreciate this. I want to give room for anybody that has a question. Please, anybody that has a question, please take time to drop in. You can drop it in the chat, and you can also ask directly. Okay. Can, but we will have to give you the permission, but I think it will be okay and faster if you drop it in the chat so we can read and let you give you a response, please. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm waiting to see your questions. I want to be sure that I'm not missing anyone else. So then, if you are here and you know you have learned something, please go ahead and drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Let's see what your takeaway is, because this moment is like one of those rare moments. Yes, it's quite inspiring, but I would like you to go into details. What did you pick from this, the lessons you've learned right now? These moments are not moments you find so easily. You may not have access to Dr. Amina as soon as you think you can. You will have to go to maybe her social media handles, but you will not have her take this kind of conversation closely with you right now. And I want you to explore, I want you to maximize this moment. Ask whatever question you want to ask, because the topic that we're talking about, we can break it into bits and it will take a long time to break them, dissect these topics. And now that we have that, innovation is key, and I accept it's very key to change. Yes, and innovation. Okay, Samila says something. Samia said, innovation is key to success, to be abreast with globalization. Then Blessing says, technology serves as a backbone for innovation. Thank you. Salawat, yeah, she drops in, learn and unlearn, try to be innovative. You can never be as innovative as enough. There is always room for improvement. So I'm happy you guys are catching this understanding. So Dee says, thank you for the clarity in your delivery, Dr. Amina. I love that you put the element into perspective. You cannot say it enough. Yeah, I really appreciate that. So I'm open to questions. What have you tried? There's a possibility. What have you tried that you have encountered an issue, or maybe you don't know where to go from? You have a need. Someone has shared to me she has experienced some kind of situation around her, maybe waste management, and the way it is handled in our environment is not so satisfactory. How can the person bring this innovation, disruption, and navigating new frontiers? It may not necessarily be for the waste product, ma. I'm asking this question. So, what would you advise this individual? Because she says she's experiencing this, but she doesn't know because she doesn't have an NGO, she doesn't have a finance. What step do you think she should take? She should take first.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for that question. Before I answer that question, while you were making your comment, I realized that there's something that I didn't really add to the presentation, right? So while we're speaking about this topic, right, we're speaking about shaping the future and all that. Well, these four elements have the ability to help us address one of the major issues that we have, unemployment. So when we are able to adopt, these elements and be able to build the skills around that and the right mindset to be able to adopt it, we would be able to not just wait for jobs, right, or apply for jobs and think we're restricted, but it will help us in building a mindset where we look at scenarios, we look at around us, identify challenges and problems that we either encounter or people around us encounter, because a lot of these innovations start from a problem that needs a solution, and then it evolves into something that would have high impact. So coming back to the question that was given about, for example, the waste. So with the waste or whatever idea that you have, so I would say the first thing you need to start to do is you need to actually research, right? I've seen in the time that I've supported innovative entrepreneurs, right, on a national level for over 4 years, that a lot of the products that Nigerians come up with are like replicas of global projects. So you see someone trying to do a Facebook, maybe in an African language, or try to replicate WhatsApp in one thing or the other. But what about looking at our main challenges, right? Really doing a research to understanding that these problems are problems that needs and require solutions. Be able to identify what other people have been able to do about it. So, for example, the waste, for example, let's take her example because she was kind enough to share that example with us. So, for example, the waste product, there are a number of startups that have already done things around that. So starting from how is it done, like in the normal way, how is it being addressed, right? It's people coming in with garbage cars and we're putting them in, right? And then it's taken to another place. People have taken this and created things like charcoal out of it. They've created recyclable items out of it. So you need to start to really invest time, because for you to be able to really create value, you need to invest time in doing the research, right? Really understanding the landscape, understanding the challenge, understanding how it's being solved, identifying why it's still a problem, right? And then see how you can come up with some competitive value proposition that would be able to address the challenge. So once you're able to start to identify that, I think another thing to do is to look around where you are to identify people within the ecosystem that are doing things around that. So like I mentioned at the beginning of my talk, across Africa, there are lots of hubs, innovation hubs, both for incubation and acceleration. So you need to start to find that ecosystem and align with them, right? They usually have workspaces, they have opportunities for co-creation, you get to meet other people. So it helps to, give you the opportunity to see what is really happening. You might be surprised to find out that there are people that are also looking at those kind of challenges and solving them. So you can either decide to work with them as a team when you bring in your own additional contribution, or continue to be the one that drives that value. Once you're able to engage within that ecosystem, the ecosystem is usually large. It has different players. You have different whatever, whether it's the academia, the entrepreneurs themselves, the risk capitals, the money that that the people that can invest in the businesses, in the innovation, the research, the academia, right, where they're doing the research, government, and so many others, right? So once you're able to be in that, you start to see that all these things would start to unfold, and continue to keep yourself engaged with the right platforms, even if it's on social media. Follow the right influencers, identify those that, and for example, now that you've come to this conference, starting with me today, I've spoken to you about She and Tech. Please join us. We guide entrepreneurs to succeed. So we might be able to give you the initial mentoring and coaching for you to move to the next phase. I hope this kind of helps you in understanding how you can navigate through being able to disrupt and bring values to your existing challenges around you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate. So Aisha is raising her hand. Will you be kind as to drop your question in the chat? I think that will make it faster. Thank you very much. Okay, let me see if there's any more questions. Someone is asking, how can I leverage AI as a tool to help us improve our skills and deliverables and not overutilize them, that they take away our creativity? Okay, ma'am, can you answer that question?
Excellent question.
Okay.
This is a very good question, right? So how can we leverage AI by not allowing it to take away our creativity? So we know that the concept of artificial intelligence is still technology, and it's still about garbage in, garbage out, right? Although we have metamorphosed to the point where we're seeing the computers are learning, they're able to, help us make informed decisions and things like that. So, and we have things like the chatbot, which is now overutilized, right, for almost everything we do. But then we know that for example, AI in general, they don't understand our experiences, our emotions, right? Our ideas, right? So they just generate based on the input and the trained data that was used on the algorithms, right? So I would say we shouldn't shy away from AI because it actually enhances our creativity. We should learn, the tools that we need as, for example, non-tech users for whatever we're doing to be able to improve what we're doing. So take, for example, data analysis. It's a powerful tool, right? What you need to do is to start by, for example, collecting your data, right? Collecting the data, cleaning data, and having experts, run data analysis on it. So your goal of using AI on your data, for example, can be to be able to understand or identify patterns within your data, or find how it can help you make informed decisions, right? Which ordinarily it might be very difficult for you. For example, one, if you're not saving the data, or secondly, if you're saving the data, but it's so large or so diverse or in different formats that you would not be able to analyze it. So analyzing it would enable you have some more input. I hope this answers a bit of your question. I don't want to go too long speaking about responding to one topic so that we can accommodate as much as
Yes.
possible.
Yes, it answers the question, because the summary of it all is that AI is there to enhance your creativity and not to steal your creativity. Yes. So, is there any other question? Are there any significant risk or ethical concerns associated with this technology innovation? Yeah, I can see concern is the asking.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So that is what there are ethical concerns. Like any other thing, there's a good side and the bad side, right? So, for example, artificial intelligence, right? Or most of these emerging technologies that we use, they are at a point where, like I mentioned, they've started to, in quote, think for themselves, right? So who's responsible when something goes wrong? Right? When, for example, an individual steals, that person is responsible. When a person commits murder, that person is responsible. You know who to take responsibility for that crime. But how about the technology? This is where the dynamics changes, because is it the producer of the technology or the company, right? Or the AI itself that you would be able to charge? So these are things that, you would have to think about when you're thinking about ethical and proper use of this technology, to be able to make considerations, come up with regulations, enabling regulations, not ones that would stifle the innovation, enabling regulations to be able to state out, clarify, and reduce the risk of damages, and things like that around the technology. So yes, there are ethical concerns that needs to be addressed when using this technology. Countries have come up with different ethical regulations, looking at it from different perspectives, either it's from learning or from the startup or organizations, how they build it and things like that. So it really depends on how you're leveraging this technology. There was a question just before that says, are there job opportunities in tech that you can make available for job seeking people like me? Absolutely. There was a research done by PwC and capacity building. The research says that within the next 10, 20 years, there is so vacancies in cybersecurity, blockchain, artificial intelligence, coding, and a host of others, right? Those are like the top technologies that are leading and shaping the future. So within that research, it was identified that Nigeria had the potential, and Nigeria and other African countries, to be precise, had the potential to be able to access those opportunities. But how would we be able to access those opportunities, whether it's you or anyone on this call or anyone outside this call, is we need to be able to build the skills that are in demand, right? So these jobs are there. And
Okay, I believe that's a network glitch, but I also want to confirm you can hear me. I want to be sure that it's not a general situation. Oh, you can hear me. That's great. Oh, yeah, yeah, okay. Really bad. The network lately has been funny. I understand we've experienced a whole lot today. Yeah, so I believe she will soon be back. And a lot of our questions have been responded to, which is equally a good one. Thank you very much for everybody that have asked question. Abubakar Mohammed, I think your camera is on. You're distracting us. Well, so that aside, we're very happy. Okay, she's back. We're very happy so far what we have learned. Yes, you're muted, ma. You're muted.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I don't know what happened. I just
It's
realized
already,
that
yeah, network glitch. Yes. Okay.
can I have water? So yes, so basically that was what I was trying to explain to the last week, and then I think I got to the point where I could stop. So yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. I believe that's all the questions here. So the last question was about the job for someone like herself. So Andy responded to that. So we so much appreciate. I think there's no more questions coming through, and we are happy. We're happy for all you've shared with us. We will be glad to launch out with the knowledge we have and with the mindset of abundance. There is always something to do. There's always something to try, and there's always an opportunity for me to thrive in communities, in learning situation, bringing myself out, because they say it's only a closed mouth cannot be fed. So if I'm able to pitch my interests, call for attention, ask for help, collaborate, there's so much we can achieve as human beings, as women, and as Africans. So we really appreciate you, Ma, for your time. Thank you for creating out this time to be with us, sharing with us all the details. We can't have enough of you. Absolutely, we cannot. And we appreciate you. If there are much questions that will be coming up, we would like to gather them and forward it to you. What response you give to us, we will take it back to the community and we'll work with that. And also for the men in the house, you've heard it, support and sponsor. There are a lot of ways you can help. You can encourage the woman in your vicinity, your family, to do much more. There are privileges, there are learning opportunities, there are learning programs, communities there to support and help her. And thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, ma'am. Okay.
Thank
So
you. It's my
before I
pleasure.
call, yes, ma'am. So before I call on the next speaker, I know I didn't do justice to the introduction of Dr. Amina. I will run through. Okay. So you'll be wondering, in case you're meeting her for the first time, Dr. Amina Sambo-Magaji is a veteran technocrat, tech policy developer and senior startup advisor for over 21 years of experience. She's a pioneer figure in the Nigerian startup and innovation ecosystem who has designed, managed, and implemented several programs and projects for over 100,000 founders and business owners across Nigeria. She has been pivotal in building Nigerian IT talent and advocating for the adoption of emerging technologies for solving socioeconomic challenges. She's largely focused on building sustainable systems and creating opportunities for youth, especially women and young girls in tech, to excel. So she holds a first-class degree in computer science at Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, ATBU, a master's with distinction and PhD in artificial intelligence from Robert Gordon University, Scotland. She currently leads the digital literacy and capacity development department at NIDA. So she has published and presented her work in several international conferences and journals. In her academic pursuits at the Advanced Center of Excellence of Technology Enhanced Learning, now ASETO, she is part of the team that pioneered MSc and PhD in AI. Additionally, Dr. Amina Sambo-Magaji is a United States Distinguished Humphrey Leadership Fellow. She is a recipient of several national and global awards, and she's an active member of Nigeria Computer Society. So she stands tall above many successful women in tech, and we are proud to have her as our keynote speaker here. So same thing, I still appreciate her presence here, and every other person, that it's a privilege to have her in our midst today. And much more, please, you can connect with her through social media and learn. Please keep contact with such people, because you can hear from her profile, she is not just any other person. But I still beg you, or whatever you want to do with her, do it with caution. She's a human being. Don't flood her social media account with hello, hi, can you help me, give me a job? But think of bringing value to the table, because such places, you will not fall behind. I appreciate her for joining us today. Thank you very much. So next person. Yes, ma'am. So next person is the next speaker is a wonderful Isabella Cesarini. She's the founder of Cesarini Consulting, and she was with us last year. She was with us here last year, and okay, she's up here already. Yes, she works along with women. She has 2 decades of experience in the tech industry. She migrated from the finance sector, so she has a very good understanding of work before she transitioned into tech. So she came with the full knowledge of work and all that is required in it, and she has always been helpful and supportive to us in the Shimerge community. She has offered a lot of ways to assist both in counseling and education. So today we are having her taking the subject, empowering women in product design. So what is it? Are you a product designer here, or are you working in a team of successful people and product designers? She's going to, sorry, product managers. Why am I saying product design? Maybe because I'm a product designer. So working together with product managers, and also you're a product manager, this is a step forward, because I understand. So our topic, of course, is already on the screen: empowering women, navigating AI and digital transformation in product management. So she's not just coming here to tell you about product management, exploring AI, exploring and navigating artificial intelligence and digital transformation. So we are here to make sure there's transformation, shaping the future through whatever resources are available to you. So thank you very much. Nice to have you here, Isabella. Thank you. Okay,
thanks a lot. I'm absolutely excited to be here again today. It was an amazing experience also to listen to my predecessor today and to give my contribution. Today, I would like to introduce empowering women, because here we are trying to support women in believing they have an opportunity in technology. And I would like to introduce what kind of opportunity artificial intelligence and digital transformation can do in product management. First of all, a short introduction about myself. 20 years of experience as a product and project leader. I work mainly in financial service, in fintech and automotive business many years. Bringing digital transformation, started with project management and moved to product management, and currently supporting startup and also giving coaching for women in product management. What we have to be aware of, how important is also product management for women, because in a survey, we realized that only 37% of female are now currently covering the product management world. And this is amazing how gender diversity is recognized worldwide as being a fantastic and important element for bringing better products. The role of female is highly recognized as bringing extreme high value, and the problem solvers capability of women are highly recognized worldwide. And there are a lot of programs worldwide to support women in invest in their career development in product management. The female in tech are the future of technology, and I'm strongly convinced they have the skill set from also the genetics to be so creative, so innovative, so problem solvers, so creative compared to our gender diverse male. And I believe this is also a great opportunity for moms to have a work-life balance, so combine work, high qualified jobs with their female roles within the family. What is, for the one of you who are not familiar, what is product management, why you should invest in a career in product management? Product management is the role within product development that is bringing ideas into reality, that is given the opportunity to create new products, that is researching and discovering what could be successful in the market. There are several roles that could be growth product managers that are bringing existing product into a new step. There are technology product management, there are data product manager. What is a product manager doing is making market research, is creating a product vision, what kind of product can be developed, how can we develop it, what is the roadmap to make it successful, is supporting the development, the test and launches of a product, and is analyzing how is the product going, is there anything that needs to be done or changed, and how can you then start a career in product management. You start with develop user empathy. What could be needed in the market? Once the first time Amazon started not selling product in reality in a shop, but online, there was an enormous change in the way people were buying products worldwide. I mean, the first time Netflix created the first stream for watching films from home, created a complete new ecosystem for how people were accessing films worldwide. I mean, this is also was a product that was innovating the way people were connecting. So it was changing also the lifestyle of people around the world. And that's what is important for women to imagine, that they can bring added value in thinking what could be needed and what can they contribute to. Why especially women are very skilled in this sector is because we are more flexible, and this is extremely important. The jobs in product management provide women a lot of flexibility to work remotely, to combine them, and to have a work-life balance if they have children. They can work remotely also internationally, and with the globalization, you have the opportunity to work also for European countries, for worldwide countries, by working in your own country. Women are recognized to be great innovator, they have great creativity, and we have a special nature for having a diverse skill set. And I believe a product manager has a various skill set requirements, and I believe this is specifically valuable for the product management roles. I believe I have here a link, I will be glad to put them in the chat, about women in Africa becoming successful in product management. And I will be glad if you would like eventually to leverage this examples to understand how many opportunities you could have in this business sector. Why also, if you will look about the Diversity Council, recognize how much value women can bring in innovation. There is diverse teams are 10 times more effective. There is 9 times more innovation in diverse teams. There is much higher, 5 times higher customer service in products being built by diverse teams, by female teams. There are much more satisfaction in the teams as well, and satisfaction in their jobs. A lot of people say that diverse team encourage staying within a team or staying within a company, and they are 2 times more likely to receive regular career development opportunities. So that's, I think it's a very inspiring perspective why women could consider working in tech products and product management and invest in this qualification. What are the strategy that you could use for that? So what can you do? Inspirations are very important. I put some very important names in that. Mentorship is a very important element. Use African women in tech, connect to women who can give example and learn from. Networking is an amazing opportunity with meetup, online forums, regional conferences to exchange knowledge, leadership development. So to look for leaders, women leaders who can support you and let you grow, give you example. And I think this platform, this event is also a great opportunity to network with each other. Look for sponsorship and advocacy from women who can give you the opportunity to grow. So don't discourage yourself. Take the chance to connect to other women leaders worldwide and in your continent, and look for help and sponsorship to grow in that sector. What can artificial intelligence do for you, for women in tech? Now there is this explosion of artificial intelligence worldwide. It's going to an enormous speed. I think you can use this for artificial intelligence powered learning. So get the chance. There are a lot of resources available online and digitally, and artificial intelligence can help you to grow and learn. Invest on data-driven decision-making. So AI is helping to take better decision, and especially in product management, this is very important element, data-driven decision processes. Gives the opportunity to access jobs remotely, and recruitment can be reduced and less based in using AI in the selection process. A lot of companies are now currently introducing AI to select the best candidates, and is fostering innovation and inclusion, because that's given better product development example, and as you can use also for mentorship and networking. How can you use AI for learning platform? There are a lot of learning platform. Not all courses are to be paid. You can use Coursera, Udemy, edX. You can access online resources. There are always more resources online, AI powered, where the courses are customized, where adaptive learning is available. There are language learning apps offering personalized paths based on your skills. There are real-time feedbacks. You have the ability to connect to a forum and platform so that you can increase your knowledge. So several top AI learning platforms provide a lot of online features, community, and online optimization tools so that you can improve and have a continuous learning program. What can do for AI in product management specifically? Product management needs a lot of market research, and AI can support, create tools for analyzing market trends. So you can use AI to make better analysis. You can use also for customer focus to analyze and categorize customer feedbacks. It's very important when you develop a product to gather the feedback of your existing customers or potential customers, and you can use AI to analyze and categorize. there are always more tools for data analysis, AI based, and there are a lot of platforms for data processing, so that the the data analysis is always more performing and less time consuming. There are always more UX design AI supported platform, and I think it's amazing what's going on currently in this sector with always more UX design AI supported. Project management grew enormously for automatic scheduling and resource management via AI. And there are always more no-code application and systems where you can learn to develop system and platform without strong need of computer science background. I'm currently doing always more for providing women and coaching and trying to understand what they can do and how they can leverage their and grow. I think it's you need to look at your existing challenges and try to identify your skill, what kind of skills you need to develop, and build your own confidence. Women, we are often blocked by our imposter syndrome, thinking, oh God, I'm not good enough, or I could not have enough skills. Make your development plan. And feel free to approach me. You have my QR code here. If you have questions and if you would like to approach me, I will be glad to give my advice, and feel free to address your current challenges. I think also in this platform, in this community, we have the great chance to connect with amazing leaders. So use the opportunity to connect and ask for questions and support. I think you have to think of yourself that you can do that. And I think females have great opportunity in this sector. So don't discourage yourself and believe in the chances that you can get from investing in a career in tech. So feel free to ask your question, and I hope you could follow me. I think I will now disconnect the sharing.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much. I would have loved you to still leave the presentation there, but it's still fine. So she has asked, do you have a question? She has touched a lot of important key points, especially when it comes to using AI and also adopting it in product management. And I know there is almost a thin difference between product management and project management, but there is always a focus in each sector. But now she has shared with us how you can adopt AI, and I know that a lot of product managers are here, people like Theodora and her team. Yes, do you have a question for her? Please go ahead and drop it in the chat. If you want to speak up, then let me know so we can maximize the time we have left. So I'll be happy to have your questions. Okay. So go ahead. Now, she mentioned something about women and imposter syndrome. You know, this thing is like, do I say century old? Let me put on my camera. You know, this is something that women will deal with. It's a century-old situation that most women deal with. I still had this chance. I don't know, forgive me because I won't mention your name anyway, but have this issue yesterday, still dealing with some kind of someone is still feeling like, are you sure I can do it? Are you sure I can step out where I am required to show up? You know, no, based on your experience, Isabella, I know that you have had experience in the financial sector. You have 2 decades of experience, and from different industries, you know what it is working in the financial situations, financial environments, fintech, and all the applications. Then you moved over to the tech. So you are now helping, mentoring, coaching, and helping other people find their footing. So you have seen many people experience this thing. What is usually your first thought when you see someone that is still dealing with this, and this person has such a wonderful potential to bring to the table? So what is always your first thought, and what's the line of action firstly when you see women especially dealing with the situation of imposter syndrome? Thank you.
Thanks a lot for your question. I think it's amazing how many women struggle with imposter syndrome. It's also a question why men are not faced with that imposter syndrome. So if you think from that perspective, I think men are by nature genetically forward to experiment, to go for adventure. So are not scared. So think, do I have the capability? They were also 1,000 years of, thinking to go to cross an ocean, to go to somewhere else, and not knowing where they were going. Whether women were, do I have the skill? Do I have to first be prepared before I even try to do something? Whether paradox-wise, sometimes you don't have to have the 100% skill set to succeed. Sometimes you can start and learning by doing and growing up in that, because a man tech colleague once, colleague told me everybody's cooking with water. At the end of the story, also men cook with water their food. So the reality is that women struggle in thinking that they don't have to be already prepared 100% before they start doing something, but they can start doing it, and there's still the opportunity to say, well, it's not for me. But whether men are networking and experimenting with more adventure capability, women tend to be, I first have to learn a lot. I first have to study everything before I even try to do something. And this is this insecurity inside to imagine we are not good enough. So take the opportunity to experiment and learning by doing. And I think that will be also the key success factor for overcoming that feeling.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for that, because someone said the challenge of imposter syndrome is real, and it's so real that it could make someone freeze in the presence of opportunities. The goal of this conference is always collaboration, leadership, to inspire networking, collaboration, and leadership. And we know that there are a whole lot of people with potentials there, and sometimes we hide under the canopy of let me get a job and go on and earn my salary. But at the end of the day, you have potentials of leadership, you have potentials of creating solutions, and the first thing we have to deal with most times is this imposter syndrome. I still remember a situation where I was asked to speak in an event. I think that was my first time standing on a big stage like that. It's not actually the first time anyway, but I was like, why? Who actually asked me? How can I escape this? I don't think, because when I saw the lineup of speakers there, I felt like I don't deserve this spotlight at all. But at the end of the day, I had to take that bold step. And I remember that day standing on stage, my hands were shaking. I was still dealing with this thing, like I am not worth it. But over time, you said something about taking chances, experiment. If it's something that doesn't work for you, you will only find out. And it's always good to try. It doesn't bite. Always try. Then if it's not your thing, you will definitely find out by yourself. Thank you very much. So Dora was raising her hand. Someone raised their hand, Dora. Please go ahead.
Yes, I did. Good
Okay.
evening, everyone. Good evening,
Good
the
evening.
host.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for this opportunity. Actually, the place that got my interest was
We cannot hear you anymore.
Yeah, I guess a network glitch has happened again. So we're getting back to it. I hope you drop your question if you're able to hear us. So does someone else have her have a question, please kindly drop it. You
Into
understand?
this.
Okay. Is she
Hello?
speaking?
Hello?
Okay. Is that
Can
Dora?
you hear me?
Yes, we can
That's
hear you.
Dora.
We can hear you again.
Yes.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes.
I can.
Okay. So my fear, let me cut everything short. My fear is
Okay.
approach. Can I do this? It's a kind of it's tasking. I don't know. I'm still having fear. Maybe can I do it? That fear that she just talked about. So I'm trying to know because me, I don't have any background knowledge on tech, computer, just basically computer. But anything related to tech, I don't know. So I'm still having that fear. If it's something that I can maybe venture into, and the outcome, if it's going to be a positive one, I hope so. So I'm so much interested and I appreciate this webinar.
Okay.
I believe that technology is extremely evolving. So if you think that we need to always be prepared 100%, I think if you look how quick AI, for example, developed recently, I ask myself how many senior leaders ever had AI before that year, because it's so young that I cannot imagine not even one AI specialist being specialist longer than 1.5 years now, because was not even existing before. So let's imagine that technology is evolving so quickly that if you are scared to try something before you know the technology, and your technology is already there. So take the opportunity to learn by doing, because things change so rapidly now. And before there was not even not a way to create app or programs with no code, and you had to learn programming language. And now it's even easy to develop an app with AI. So I think don't be scared to do that, and try to experiment and learn. There are a lot of courses online, and try to see whether it's for you. And you will be surprised how much tech is growing rapidly. I was a C developer 20 years ago. Now you can't forget to even imagine to use C language anymore. Or sometimes there are questions whether you need to learn Python anymore. I believe that technology is rapidly growing and rapidly changing. So I don't think this is a barrier for experimenting at all.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay. I was about to ask, I hope that answers your question, Dora. So
Yes, ma'am.
this is actually amazing. You understand? So she mentioned take courses online. You know YouTube University. Have you been there before? So a lot of us
Yeah.
get a lot of things, yeah, on YouTube. There are so many platforms. So if you're already in the community, if you're in the WhatsApp group, you will have access to some of these things. We're going to throw them in once in a while to let you know that it's all in your power. It's all in your power. Whatever future you want for yourself, it's in your power to shape your future. So take the bold step, ask questions. That's one thing. Ask questions. You might not know who you're asking, might just be the person that will help you. Please do ask questions. And thank you for being bold enough to ask this question right now and helping us to, yes, understand where you're coming from. I look forward to hearing from you soon, Dora, and I want to hear that you've been able to find a place for yourself. The fear for computer science, or I'm not techie, it's an illusion. It does not help anybody. It has
Okay. Can I also want to know which platform it. I'm not in any platform, in tech platform. I'm still looking forward to join in. Because someone it's a friend that introduced me, that sent this link to me to join the webinar. Do you understand? But I don't know.
Then register for this conference, because once you do, you automatically find yourself in the WhatsApp group. Okay, then we continue. And remember, our conversation continues, and I'm going to, at the end of this, I'm going to leave an announcement so that we'll understand the structure of this conference. It doesn't all end in this live session. We continue having chats and conversations with our moderators in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so we'll get back to that. So thank you very much, Isabella. So I hope there is nobody taking back home her questions. Please spill it now. Spill it now. We may not be able to bring Isabella to you this closely very soon. And I know we interrupted her activities this period. I know her itinerary, her calendar this period, and she still created this session for us. And I so much appreciate her. I so appreciate her for her time and the wonderful weather in Berlin right now.
Yeah, we have an African temperature here. We had 3 days of 35 degrees, so it was amazing.
35 degrees.
Yeah, really struggling with temperature.
Yeah, and high humidity. I understand how that has disrupted a lot of movement over there. I hope it gets better soon. Okay, so I'm still waiting. If there's no more questions, can we now say thank you all together? So I would like, before she leaves, I want to leave an emoji or whatever icon you have to say thank you. This is her second time in our conference, and this time around she had enough time to make a wonderful presentation for us. The last time there was not enough time, and today she has. And she also has a consulting platform and also a package. She has given a discount for us. Anybody that wants to have a one-on-one session with her, you want to navigate into tech, you want to have a wonderful session with her, understand and explore new frontiers with her experience, please, you would get that contact in the group. We're going to send you the link and the details of how to do that. And also, you can also reach out to her on LinkedIn. So drop your emojis, whichever one. I appreciate those that have dropped theirs. We really appreciate you, Ma. We really appreciate you. So what's maybe the final word you want to leave with us before we say good evening? Okay.
Okay, anybody else?
Okay, did you hear me?
Okay,
I said,
any other question?
Can you hear me? Okay, I asked. I said, what is the final word you're leaving with us before we say have a good evening? Yes.
Well, I really would like to encourage women to think that technology jobs are really, and I really encourage us, being a mom of 2 children as well, now teenagers, but I remember the challenge it is to combine professional careers and leadership careers with being mother. And I know that in your continent, it's even more challenging. So consider the technology nowadays with digitalization is offering amazing opportunity worldwide, and you can really have a great career and good income by exploring the opportunity to invest in technology. So don't be discouraged and trust yourself. That could be a very good opportunity for moms in particular.
Thank you so much. There are so many opportunities for us. We really appreciate you, and we wish you the very best of the rest of your evening. There's so much love from here. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Have a nice evening.
Thank you. So here we are, ladies. I'm sure you're packing home some amazing experiences. And one thing about our conferences and our webinars is that we don't want to take so much of your time into the night. We want you to have enough energy. One, when you have let your children to sleep tonight, you sit down and think. Write down whatever it is you want to do. What have you learned today? Jot it down. Okay, the secret for long and lasting impression is by repetition. Repeat that thing you've learned by putting it down somewhere. And one good thing is that when you check back those documents or whatever material you have put down that information, you always remember what you told yourself. Because I know some people are making decisions right now. I'm going to do things I haven't done before. I am going to take off the situations that are making me uncomfortable, probably things that are slightly disturbing me, that I have the power to change, the power to transform. I'm going to take the right steps right now. And for the ones that feel like I am not well skilled to do these certain things, these are the courses I'm going to take to build myself up. And this person that is saying, I have taken a lot of skills or I've taken a lot of trainings, and it's about time for me to express. How do I start? That's where collaboration and networking comes. So the Shimesh community has laid it out there to you. Collaborate and connect. not long ago, that was like last month, in the month of June, we held a design challenge for the product designers. And it was outstanding because when I saw some certain design projects, I was like, these ladies are on fire. So these are where we come to express ourselves. We're going to have so many more not challenge, like challenge design competition. Not necessarily design competition and building of products. We're going to have hackathons in future where it will be all women, because we try our best to keep our community just for women, even though we want support from the male gender, but we want to build by ourselves. Let's be encouraged. So you're not going to look at this tech bro to assist me to write that code. You write it by yourself. We test it and encourage each other. Then there will be opportunities for you to be able to pitch. Yes, we're going to have judges. We're going to come with HR team to watch you do that thing you think you cannot do, and educate and encourage you to be better at it. Yes, we're going to have hackathons. So these are things we have in stock for you. Even after the conference, we want to build more leaders. When I say leaders, I mean it. I don't mean when we say leaders, we want you to be good in your skill. We want you to take up responsibility, speak up, make policies that transform our country, that can transform Africa. I know people that are joining us here. In fact, I want you to drop your country, where you're joining us from. I would like to see that, because we want to appreciate those that are joining us from Kenya, South Africa, because I know the time difference. Right now it's 8:42, but over there it's an hour and 2 hours difference. Someone is at 10 o'clock in Kenya. I want to appreciate you. Just drop it in the chat. I also want you to as well be able to connect. Drop in your LinkedIn, yes, we want LinkedIn. We like LinkedIn like that. Drop in your LinkedIn profile or your link, access to your LinkedIn account. Drop it in the chat. Connect with people, meet people. I have met people through events like this, okay? Register for the conference if you haven't, because that's the only way you can join the WhatsApp group. Then aside from that, once you get into the WhatsApp group, don't sit and watch. We have a whole lot of people joining us. Right now, we have okay, I think we're up to 500 right now. So who can confirm how many we are in the group? So you see that there's quite a number of people you can connect with. You will never know who is sitting next to you. So be always eager to talk, ask questions, bring your experience. Let us support each other. Let us learn from you as well. Be ready to volunteer where there's necessity, connect with people and build. Don't think that work is going to find you. Not every single one of us are going to work because maybe availability of job, but you can create job for others. You can create job for others. I walked away from my working place. I think that's more, it's up to 10 years now. I walked away from my workspace and I've been able to do something for myself. We have 495 people here now. Oh, thank you very much. So we have quite a number. And my goal is that when you get into that community, you have a reason to thrive. Okay. And that aside, when you get into the community, you're going to find the subgroups on climate tech, health tech. And I know some people have come to ask me questions. How is it going to run? The moderators are there waiting for you. Firstly, introduce yourself. When you get into those small little groups where you're going to find the health tech, the moderator is Theodora Ishola. We have the climate tech moderated by Eno Peters. We have digital economy. We have agri-tech, sponsored and ably sponsored and directed, coordinated by Rice Africa. So they have Rice Africa Technologies. Let me not make mistake on that. So they have been very, very award-winning anyway. They have done a whole lot of great things as an outstanding project on agriculture. So if you want to know them, yes, I'm going to drop the link to their YouTube channel in the group. You're going to have access to their platforms to see what they have done. Like some of us are there thinking that it's such a big thing to go into agri-tech. You can have a piece of land. They have a new project called Farm for Me. So, okay, tomorrow I'm going to give the sales executive, Haruna Saleh, to the chance to introduce Rice Africa Technology projects to you. Can you see what they are doing already? Okay, I remember coming across them in a particular event, and I asked the question, how do you manage excess and lack? You know, there are parts of the country, especially in Nigeria, where a part of the country has amazing amount of food stock, farmers are doing well, and the other side they have lack. So how can they even or evenly distribute access to some certain food stuff, you understand, and also safety in the farmlands. And he had a good response to me, which is Alhaji Megari, who is the founder of Rice Africa. So I'm always excited to have them come and share with us. Honestly, you're going to learn a lot. That's for those that are interested in rice in agri-tech, okay? Those are interested. And one thing I know is that every single one of us eat. We eat food, even if it's pizza you eat. Pizza is made from flour, flour is made from wheat, and the rest of them, and someone farm it. So going into that, every human being eats. And if we understand the power of agriculture, you will not joke with it. Whatever you're doing, you can add that as your side interest to increase availability of food in the world. Honestly, let me not even talk about the financial feedback, but I know that there is something to gain in the agricultural industry. Cost changes because a whole lot of farmers are not even exposed to artificial intelligence and all the support you can bring as you grow. You that is exposed, look at that sector and do something. Then another one is the climate. So I know, get ready. Tomorrow you're going to share with us what climate tech is all about and why we should think about it, because some of us are thinking that before you get to contribute in the climate tech industry, you must be into geoinformatics or study geology. Please put that aside, because only if you ask questions, that's when you get clarity. That's one. Then we have the health tech. The health tech is the has the highest population right now in the group. And I understand that because everybody is concerned about improving longevity, increasing longevity, long life, improving health and all that. You want to know how you can contribute to it. Then the most popular one in Nigeria most times is the fintech industry. Although we don't have a fintech group right now, yes, but I know that some people are also into fintech. Yeah, so maybe as we continue during the week, we might create that fintech conversation. But we had that last year. Okay, Aisha, you said I am. I wish I knew what you're saying I am too. I wish I do, but I know I've said quite a lot of things now. So the other group is digital economy, understanding the importance of the knowledge of digital economy, understanding market size. You know, there is something about understanding how big the market is. You know, so the edtech industry is about $600 trillion and it's still growing. Now, a lot of us are doing holiday lessons for children, teaching them Scratch, teaching them a lot of tech skills, front-end development for children and all that. Some are paying, though. Aisha says, fintech. Okay, no problem. We'll come to your conversation. So back to what I was saying. A lot of us are teaching our children, extending our abilities or our knowledge by teaching children during the holidays. You know, you're practicing edtech and doing a whole lot of things to contribute to that industry. And maybe at the end of the day, you're earning, like, maybe you called a few neighbors that pay you. Let's say I'm trying to think of the most ridiculous price you could charge, maybe 2,000 naira, and they're paying you. Understand how big that market is and the percentage you are earning. Understand me? So if you don't really understand e-commerce and market size, think about that. Go online, go on YouTube, ask what is market size, how to calculate your market share and all the rest about market. So if you understand that, you know how to play your game properly and know how to strategically put yourself in a place where you're going to earn. Yeah, earn what you're worth because your market is big. So if you're into, okay, I'm not talking to market women. I would have said if you're into ladies and accessories, you should understand how big the market is and also understand how you are playing, where you are playing little and where you're playing well, and how you can grow. You understand me? So these are things you're going to understand when you get into the digital economy conversation. But we are still going to have different webinars in future where we're going to talk about each of these topics in depth to professionals. Okay, then the one I missed out is the edtech. Like almost everybody's in edtech right now. It's like we moved from fintech and we're now in edtech. I understand Nigeria is very good and a fertile ground, that there is no idea that comes up that doesn't thrive. Okay, all you need to do is place yourself in the right places. There's a whole lot of sponsorship for it, education, because Africa in general has not really hit that, but we are coming up. We're doing pretty well because I see a lot of people outsourcing jobs and responsibility to African tech specialists, young people here. So we are doing well, right? We're doing well. So now we need to educate more people, because even though we are doing well, there's still a whole lot of us that don't know a lot of things. Okay, when it comes to tech, some people are still like still behind. Okay. I don't want to go into details of so many things, because as I'm talking with you, there are a whole lot of things, ideas that are coming up, experiences. Okay, then the case of disruption, I don't want to add anything to what Dr. Amina Sambo-Magaji has shared with us, because disruption is a good part of technological development and advancement. If you really want to make changes, sometimes you think outside the box, and that outside the box is that disruption. Okay, so recently I found out that Canva can help you change the quality of images and do a whole lot of things. By the time the tools came out, I was like, I will not use Photoshop again in the next 1 year, because Canva makes it quite easy for me. And who created Canva? It's owned by a woman and a whole lot of things like that. So you and I, we don't have any excuse. I don't know, but all the same, I want to encourage you to do amazing things, right? So I have given out all the announcements that we have. We had a design challenge, and we promised to announce the winner during this program. So we're going to share that tomorrow. As we round off the program, we're going to tell you who the winner is and everything that is involved. So we have put together the videos of all the people that submitted during the design challenge, and we're going to put it up on our YouTube channel, so you can go and see your work there and be inspired. So in case you did not join the challenge and you had some good skills, you can still do something, and maybe we'll put your work up there. But one good thing is working within the time frame that is given for everything. Okay, then another thing is we have a YouTube channel. It's supposed to be streaming live, but due to technical glitch, it did not stream live today. So tomorrow we're going to stream live. Later we're going to give you the recordings of today's session. I believe that works. So what did I say you should do after this program? I want to see it in the chat. What did I say after tonight, when you put your babies to bed? What should you do tonight? I want to see someone that is listening. I'm waiting. What did I say? What did I say? Who will remind me? Am I having a network glitch or what? Write down what you've learned. Yes, review your notes over time. Write it down. Now, this is another thing you're going to add to it. After you've written down what you are going to do, I want you to write down the names of people that can help you do that. They might be people you don't have access to right now, but you know that you can work towards getting to reach them. Write down their names. So probably, let me use myself as an example. I am here and I want to achieve this. And I know there are so many women that have gone ahead of me. I want to achieve this success with. I want to partner with them. I want to seek their mentorship. I want to seek their guidance. I'll write their names there. Okay. So maybe you see Dr. Amina, and you want to one day create the opportunity or get the opportunity where you're going to meet her live. You write it down. Maybe you want to meet her in Netherlands. Maybe that's where you want to hook up and meet her. I did not say hook up, sorry, forgive me. You want to meet her in a conference or something like that. Please go ahead, write it down. Make your vision clear. Okay, don't tell me that you know what you're going to do. You want to go to YouTube University. Write it down. Okay, and if it involves a human being, collaboration, mentorship, networking, write the name by the side. Forget about it. One day they will all make sense. One day they will all make sense. Just write it down, okay? Donya, I can see your fingers typing pretty fast. Let me pretend like I didn't see you. But I really appreciate you people. I thank you for the time you've spent with us. It's 2 hours? Yes. And it's still feeling like we just came online. I really appreciate you all, and I wish you a wonderful night rest. So does anyone have a question before we call it a day? I want to be sure we're not going to bed without questions in our hearts. Then, okay, before then, please go ahead, drop in your questions. We have 5 minutes to switch off the lights now. And please watch out for our feedback form. It's going to come. Please, 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 I beg you. Fill our feedback forms. Give us a feedback. If we're not doing well, give us thumbs down. If we're doing well, give us thumbs up. Just be honest, okay? But don't tell me you want to do it later. As soon as you see the link, fill the feedback form. It will help us to improve our relationship with you. Okay, thank you. So any questions? If there are no questions, just tell me there are no questions. I want to be sure. Okay, going. Okay. Okay, so no question. Thank you very much, Salawat, for your honesty. So those that haven't registered, please register and join us in the group. Okay, there's something I missed. Moderators and your team can continue your conversations after the live session, but nothing happens in the group chat while we are here online, okay? So let's maintain that. Okay, with that, I say have a wonderful night rest. Thank you very much, Dr. Amina. Thank you very much, Isabella. I appreciate your time and all that you've shared with us. Do have a good night rest. Night.